Hi everybody, I'm Dara Connolly. I am known as a bully buster speaker for women, and I am in this video going to teach you how to spot a predator. For the past several years, I have been doing bullying and assault prevention work to prevent women from being selected and preyed upon by these really awful people who attack us. And the reason why I'm the expert in this is several reasons. I am certified martial arts instructor, have been teaching martial arts for over 15 years, was one of the head instructors at my school responsible for training women on safety, sexual assault prevention, and date rape prevention, and that is my area of specialty. And for the past 15 years have been speaking on these topics, as well as the book I've written called Someone You Know and my Jerky Johnny assault prevention game, as well as my Jerky Johnny workbook for women. I specifically work with women and help you identify who predators are, because you may not realize, similar to the title of my book, that they're often the people we know, someone you know. And that doesn't mean everyone in your life is, you have to be on guard, but there is specific signs that they give you to let you know that they could be someone who can potentially date rape you or worse. And by the end of this video, you will learn some tools of how to spot these people before you get involved with them. Now, why do you need to know these skills? Because maybe you've taken a self-defense class. For many years, I've taught physical self-defense classes, and I still teach it, but I teach it in a very different way than most, because chances are if you've taken a class, you've been jumped by a person, maybe even a padded attacker, where you're thrown down to the ground, you have to fight them off. But you're not learning how to handle the relational situations where you're on a date and the person walks you back to his or your apartment, or you're in the movies and they have their hands on you, or you're in a car. You can't fight in every situation. You always can fight back, but there's ways to learn who these people are before you're pinned down to the ground and, oh my God, how do I fight out of this? Because it's very hard to fight off somebody who has an intention to hurt you. It's very hard. So that being said, what I want you to know is, how do you identify who they are before you even go on that date with them? Because there are tools, and if you are not familiar with my work, check out my other YouTube videos, because you'll learn a lot more about how you can prevent predators. Now, the first thing we need to understand is that a predator, that word I don't even like, because the movies make it sound like it's somebody with a hood that comes at you. It's very rough looking. Somebody we may even think is a minority, because that's how movies portray them, but that is not statistically accurate. In fact, a predator, or someone who wants to hurt you, can be from any race, religion, social class, background, ethnicity, you name it, any age. It comes across all spectrums of people. But if we were to pinpoint who the majority are, they tend to be a little bit higher statistically heterosexual, white, married men. That's just statistically a little bit higher. Again, we're not placing judgment, but I want to give you the facts. So how can you know who the predators are? Well, one way is the Jerky Johnny game that I use to identify 10 of the danger signs of predators. And this includes things like they're a person who gets extremely angry. If you know people where you can be having a conversational disagreement and all of a sudden their face gets red, they start hitting things, they're shouting at you, they're getting into a rage, this is a very dangerous person. And a predator is very likely to be able to switch from charming to rage. They have this, it's not a split personality, but it's an ability to click in a second into danger zone. And you don't want to be around people like that, because they can easily turn their anger towards you. And again, just like before I said, heterosexual white men are a little bit higher. If we were to scan the entire population of, again, men, it's mostly men that commit these crimes against women. I could say that confidently. It's a very high statistic that it's men. That more often than not, they were collegiate athletes. Guys who did football, wrestling, or other sports in college. And they're also likely to be gun owners or obsessed with guns or violent weapons. Or they may also have rigid, stereotypical gender roles about women. You're the woman, you go in the kitchen, you cook me something, baby, and I'm gonna go watch the football game. This is a very easy way to tell because they're not shy about these things, and you'll learn just when you're around a person, how do they treat women? Do they have a sense of entitlement about women? Do they call you baby or toots or words like that? And there's been studies done that when they've interviewed general population college men and asked them, if you had an opportunity to date rape a girl or a woman on your campus, would you? And overwhelmingly, more than half said, if I wouldn't get caught, yes, I would. Yes, I would. So that sense of entitlement of I can do whatever I want with a female, she's my possession, is people to stay away from. That also tends to happen to guys who watch a lot of porn. That's not going to ever frame women in a respectable way. So you need to find out, what are these, if you're about to go on a date with a guy or you know somebody and you think he's very charming, everybody likes him, he's got a good job, he looks very established in society, you can't tell by those things. But you need to find behind the scenes, like pull back the curtain and find out, what is he really like? How does he treat his mom and his sister? What happens when you go to the restaurant? How does he treat that waitress? Paying attention to the way socially he interacts, and does he have respect for women? Does he say offensive jokes in your presence? Now you may be thinking, well, so what? He says offensive jokes and he played college football and yeah, he's rude to his mom. Does that mean he's going to rape me? I can't say he's going to, definitely, but you're increasing your chance of being with someone who doesn't respect women overall. So what is the likelihood of, when you're in an intimate moment with this person, that he is going to respect your stop or your no? Think about that. So I've mentioned the Jerky Johnny game, which is a really useful tool. I created this to help young adults, but many women are learning wonderful tools from this as well, and they're using the Jerky Johnny workbook that is recently launched. And if you're interested in this, you can get both of these products on Amazon. I'll give you an example of a entitlement situation. Here's a card of Jerky Johnny. This is a teen card because some of these are a little bit for older girls. A guy that likes you is really mad because the last time you were together with him, you were intimate and, the last time you were together, you were intimate with him, but this time you said stop. He yells at you, we did this before, what's your problem? You can't keep changing your mind. So when you get a response like that from somebody and you feel like, whoa, there's more than just, he's not respecting my no, there's a problem here. He's not respecting me as a person. You need to run, because that is an example of the explosive anger that I was talking about before, where they go from normal to all the way to angry very quickly when it's not rationalized anger. I want to give you a few more skills of how to recognize them. They disregard your feelings, they disregard your opinions when maybe you're discussing a vacation you want to take together, but your opinion isn't important, it's whatever he wants it to be. That's not okay. Also, another thing that we've learned from men who commit sexual assault and rape is that it's not based on how the woman looks. It's not based on her age. Doesn't matter how pretty she is. None of those things have been a factor. It was more an opportunity. It's a crime of opportunity, meaning they have access to a woman that they can rape. They were able to take you to a second location, whether that's his car, his apartment, your house, a quiet place where he can pursue this crime and know that he's unlikely to get caught, because he also has tested that you're an unlikely person to maybe fight back, speak up, or out him. So there's so much more I can teach you on this topic. I want to keep this video short for time purposes, but if you're interested in learning more, please check out my other YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can get involved with my other channels. And again, I'm Dara Connolly. You can find tons of resources on the DaraConnolly.com website, and I'm happy to work with you either in person on a workshop or speaking engagement, coaching call, or through these video channels. But do not ever be around a person who disregards your feelings, your opinions, and does not show respect to you, because that is someone that can cross the line to be a predator and hurt you, and it's never okay. Until we meet again, be empowered.